And now I got the microphone turned up. How's it going? It is going well. What is up, everybody in the chat? We got Sith Lordly up in here. Man, Spine Ticks crew. It's good to see you guys on my stream, man. And Mojo and Real. Look, I'm having trouble reading it in purple, man. I see the chat popping up on screen, but anyway, guys, hey, thank you all for joining me here for a wonderful Raw report. It's been 2 weeks. I shouldn't have left you without some dope books to spec to. So you know what? I'm back. I tell you what we've got going on here today. I've got 2 weeks worth of pickups, and then outside of the 2 weeks worth of pickups, I've also got a mail call. Basically, just a stack of mail call books. So we'll see what you guys like to see. Yes, we are indeed 100% live. So thank you all for joining this Warrior Wednesday Raw report. Botched my hair up here today. Man, wearing masks and pulling masks over my head while I go out to the store. Took the kid out with me. Ran into a fan of Drunken Chat at the store today. It was kind of cool. So if he's watching, great. You know, I told him about the giveaway we're working on here too. This guy said he wants to take it. Oh, man. So no nap before work. Well, Darth Lopez, you should take the nap, man. If you really need to, take the nap, because you can always watch me on Rewind. It's just the books I picked up today. And I want to remind you all to tune in tonight on Flipside, 10:15. I will be going live doing the comic book presser. So looking forward to the real review of all the new books, but we're going to go over just the pickups and stuff like that. So thank you all again for tuning in live. And of course, if you are tuning in live, please, by all means, make sure you go down there and hit that like button, and then make sure you are also subscribed. And if you aren't subscribed, why? How did you get here? Who told you about this place? Because I am one of the best underground secrets in comic books, is from what people have told me. So I really appreciate you guys shouting out everybody here. Perpetual Comics, Andy, good to see all you guys in here. But let's take a look at some pickups. So we're going to start things off with a book that I read, and I'll be talking about a little bit later tonight. Excalibur 19. This is definitely an Azores pickup. Is one of his FOC picks. So shout out to Azores for that one. And you guys know I'm loving all the Phil Noto stuff going on with Cable. Phil Noto from issue 1 all the way through. Man, I really need to pick up the regular cover of issue 1 now. But he's rocking it the whole way through. And this also means that they said that issue 12 is going to have him facing his older self. And I know that we're getting into the Strife files, so I'm wondering here, let me call it. Is this the origin of Strife that we're seeing? Is Kid Cable the one that actually becomes the version of Nathan that becomes Strife? And what would that do for that first Kid Cable appearance? Oh, man. So, like, you guys know where my mind's at with all that stuff, but it's really, really good stuff. Also, a ridiculously good read today. And probably the only Man-Thing cover I'm going to go chasing after, and it's only because it's the Guardians of the Galaxy variant, but Guardians of the Galaxy number 12. This is the Gamora Man-Thing variant, and it's appealing on the eyes, and it's like she's been super powered by Poison Ivy. Oh, so this my man, considering starting the Tula Lote Appreciation Society, bro, you ain't telling me nothing I don't know already. It's the reason why I did the Spec Matrix on Tula last Friday. So if you guys haven't watched that episode of Drunken Chat, please do yourselves a favor, go check out the Spec Matrix on Tula, because she's got phenomenal lines, great colors. She's a good artist, and that's what it's all about, right? We're in this medium, and we want the good artists, not the people who are just mediocre and, kind of like, you guys know what I'm talking about. We want good art. And this is the reason why, even though there was an incentive variant that cost a hell of a lot more than this one did today, this is the cover I picked up. Carnage Black, White, and Blood got the Inyuk Lee one. So the Inyuk Lee man is just murdered it on that cover. But as you guys know, only one good copy in the store. There were 2 copies, but I put one back because I was like, that one's got a bad spine break on it, and I can't do it. And shout out to my Spine Ticks crew, because you guys are the reasons why I have to put books back, because I remember your name. I'm like, oh, Spine Ticks! But you guys are the good Spine Ticks. And no comic book collector anywhere ever thought that there would be such thing as a good spine tick, but you guys are the best spine ticks ever. And spine tick free on this one at least, and this cover, the colors, I mean, just the two-tone colors. This is probably the best one because of Black Panther's suit. So it really gives the two-tone color option, you know, just black and blue. Just amazing. All right. Yeah, I did it. This right here, of course, is the second print. It's not the Wonder World variant. I didn't get that one. So, yeah. You know. But, speaking of the Department of Truth, yeah, I didn't get the Lotte variant for myself. But I've got issue number 1 right here, and this is good old 4th printing. Oh. And while we're at it, got the later printing of issue number 4. Oh, and this one was hidden behind it on the shelf too. And I appreciate you, Sith Lordy. That's appreciated, man. Issue number 5, second print, Department of Truth. So all of those Department of Truth later printings definitely on my pull. Now we get into some good stuff. I got to read this one, because I want to find out what they're doing with Harley's story. I know in the Batman run, Harley has turned good. Or like, she's like Red Hood good. And honestly, I think Red Hood and Harley would be a good little pairing, if you know what I'm saying. Both equally hate the Joker, you know what I mean? And it's like, probably a good thing. Now, even my 4-year-old son knows Red X, but he calls Robin Red X. He says Red X is Robin, but we know it's probably not Robin in this one. So this one right here is one that a lot of people missed. I hope y'all don't miss this, and if you have an opportunity to head out to your store still, this right here is the Red X Comics debut. So what they did is they took the variant from issue number 2, and you actually get both of those Teen Titans books in one pull. It's not bad, right? Like, it's not terrible. You get all those in one shot, though, at least. So that was this week's. Last week, we're going to start things off with a little Merca. Merca and Dolfo doing the Deep Beyond number 1 second printing. I didn't pick up any of the first prints. There was a ton of them still on the shelves. Peach Momoko covers. And I left them behind. And I don't know why I bought this Ron Lim. I thought it might have been an incentive, and I was going to snag it for cover price because it was the only one on the shelf, but it was not. But that's okay. Because this, however, was on the shelf and was cover price. And it might have not taken off just yet. Give it time. All right, and I don't know if you guys saw my IG post, and you're going to see one of my IG pickups I shared earlier today, like shortly before I went live, actually. But we are in the land of Liefeld, everybody. And look, these are the kinds of books that I go after, and you guys, yeah, you know, okay, look, I like Rob Liefeld books. I collect Rob Liefeld books. I think Liefeld drawing his own created characters like Cable and Deadpool are grabs for me. Legacy second print Cable 155, done by Liefeld. Look at that next to New Mutants 87, and even though New Mutants 87 was inked by McFarlane, you can't tell me Todd's work or Rob's work hasn't refined over the years. It really, really has. Sure, he can speed draw out some stuff just like anybody else, and that's why he could do a book back in the day. And Todd McFarlane even said to him, he's like, "You're dumb. You chose to do a book with like 20, 25 characters, man. I'm doing a book with just Spider-Man. So like Spider-Man's the only one I really have to worry about drawing. I can draw everybody else in the background." And you know, so it was really quite funny to see that. And look, I get Liefeld's not everybody's style. I get that, but I love this, and this is a great looking Deadpool versus Venom cover. So I'm all about it. And then, like I said just a second ago, the whole deal about would you, when it's creator, all creator work. So on an issue of X-Force, we get a Deadpool cover with Cable and Wolverine, all done by Liefeld. So I'm not hating, I'm not complaining, but good stuff. And so Catwoman number 29. Frisian. So Frisian dropped the bomb, and she's dropping all those bombs, and they continue to drop bombs because they're just all amazing. And you guys know I like the Phoenix, right? So I pick up good copies whenever I can see them of this book. Oh, look at that! It's a newsstand. Damn it. I find myself buying more and more newsstands when I didn't really want to in the beginning, because I was always like, oh, direct market, comic book stores. It's not really working out well for my eBay currently. I'm currently having to buy a whole bunch of newsstand stuff, but it's fine. Just, covering bases on the collecting habit. So if you're specking on a book, and this is good spec advice, I hope. If you're specking on a book and there exist multiple versions of the book, so if you're buying the direct version and the direct version A cover is great spec, find a newsstand. If it's an older copper or bronze, absolutely you want to find the newsstand for anything 87-ish and later. And you're like, why? All right, look. In some spots it's 88, in some spots it says 86, so it's like split the difference. About 87 is where newsstands and direct had a 50-50 market share. So before 86, the direct is the way to go. And it's only until the direct market started, which was when Dazzler was released. So Dazzler number 1 is the first direct market book. So anything released after that would have had a direct version. And She-Hulk number 1 is, in fact, one of those books that has a direct market, very early release. She-Hulk's right after that. But look, keeping up with my nerdiness and Transformers collecting, I had to pick this book up. But come to find out, it's got a whole bunch of stuff on the inside of it. So the IDW one-shot Synergy, it's got a whole bunch of artwork. Just amazingly good stuff in there. And then, of course, read this one last week, and I hope you guys read it too. This was a really, really good read. Black Knight. Yeah, everyone needs to go get an Amazing Fantasy 15 newsstand, and that would be the version with Frank Cho. Or Amadeus Cho, which was Frank Cho drawing it. But that Amadeus Cho newsstand, Amazing Fantasy 15, is a monster. And I'm not talking about the Hulk. I'm just talking about the fact that it's Amadeus Cho's first appearance. So that Amazing Fantasy Volume 2, you are actually correct. Everybody does need a newsstand, Dr. Lovebox. But does everybody else also need buckets of blood? Because I needed some buckets of blood, so I got my first cover appearance of Buckets of Blood. Buckets of blood. It's fun to say, isn't it? Almost as fun as Kill Puddle. And then, alright. We have not hit the 5th print yet. Not yet. There's a chance. Even though with that chance, I doubled down. I doubled down on that. I had to double down on that. So there's that, and then, as you guys know, I'm a little bit of a Merca fan, just a little bit. So when she does a really good Virgin Incentive variant, like this Arrow Psyche number 1 in 30, wow, had to pick it up. And then to go with the other ones of the set, and if you guys watched the presser last week, you saw that these were my books of the week runner-up. Man, these Bartels, just great color, great design. She's talented. She's really, really talented. So shout out to you, Jen Bartel. And how much do you love Bartel, everybody? Do you guys like Bartels? Because I love Bartels. I think Bartel's got some good stuff. But so, as I stated earlier, there was a IG post that I did, and for all of my Liefeld fans and haters, because there's a little bit of both. Prophet's script was dropped. Liefeld shared a post that showed the script, which it was pretty cool to look at and see that property is again making it places. So if you guys check out my IG, and that's the U1 to Maximus, you'll look for the post that has this book on it right here. This actually just arrived today via mail call. So this right here is the San Diego Comic-Con edition. So yeah, SDCC kicking it, good stuff. And there's only two ways that you could get Prophet Zero. The first way was to go to San Diego Comic-Con and pick up one of those copies if you were fortunate enough to get one there. The second one, the second way was to clip the coupons out of Prophet 1 through 4 and send them in an Image, and then you get the mail away one. I had the mail away one, but I sold a lot of Image books when I first started. So, let's give me a little bit of background on history here. I collected books in my teenage years, and then I stopped cold in high school. I was just like, oh, I got a car. Oh, a car's going to take up all my money. Girls like the cars, so I'm going to go with cars. I actually have a very big automotive passion hobby that I kind of do for one of my side projects. Being a stay-at-home dad, basically, so I have to be able to operate out of the house, and it's tricky, but it works. And doing this comic book stuff is actually now pretty awesome, thanks to the support of all you guys and you guys watching in the live chat. And we've got Cover Lover talk about Prophet Volume 2 through Platt is a Savage. Yeah, man, all the Stephen Platt stuff that he drew for Prophet was tight, and I'm actually looking for some of the other variants and stuff like that I don't have, because they did like a 50-50 variant cover a lot of times, and I had to pick and choose one. And these books sold so well that there wasn't any of them on the shelf at my LCS. My LCS was trying to order tightly, saying, "Oh, we're not going to have a whole bunch of shelf copies anymore." And then one day they were like, "Hey, man, we're closing." I'm like, "Oh shit, got to find new books." And I was picking up books from newsstands every now and then, but eventually I just gave up completely because there was no local comic store by me. And the batter's box was the baseball card store. And he got into comics for a little bit, and I worked for him for a little bit, and then he tells me one day, he's like, "Hey, man, I burnt all my comics. They're the devil." So, there's that. But you know who's not the devil? Mighty Mel V. Shout out to Mighty Mel V, because my man. So on release day, you guys may have... oh, look, that purple is so appropriate. Look at that. See, look at that. Chat in purple, Black Panther in purple. This Black Panther 23 1 in 50 Finch, little bit on the scarce side, asking about $65. And I want to remind you guys that not only does that Marvel Voices have the first appearance of that X-Man, but it is in the back of that book as well. So keep that in mind. Also, another mail call. Shout out to Comic Central in Sanford, Florida. Even though you didn't have this in store, you did have it on your online store. So I ordered it, and I'm loving this sword story. And for all you guys, for all my X-Men 1 fans, the acolytes that were created for that X-Men run, Trevor Fitzroy, he's back in the sword book. So if you really remember how much of an arrogant asshole that guy was back then, you should really read what's going on in Sword. It's amazing, actually, to watch Magneto, who's changed a whole bunch, but Trevor, he's like still a dick, But he, you guys remember Age of Apocalypse? That version of Sunfire from Age of Apocalypse, where he's like nuclear. Trevor Fitzroy's, his mutant power helps supercharge things. He, takes energy and converts it or whatever. He pumped a whole bunch of energy into Sunfire in one of the Sword issues, and Sunfire basically almost went nuclear. So good stuff there. And then this right here was a pickup from Fantasy Books Online, and David Nakayama, Symbiote Spider-Man number 4, the 1 in 25 incentive. I thought it was a 1 in 50, and I thought I was getting a smoking deal on it because it was a 1 in 50 that wasn't really bid up a whole bunch. So I'm going to save that one for a second. That one, yeah, I'll show you that. Okay. So continuing on, of course, I had to get the 1 in 25 incentive, but the local ones were spoken for, so I had to head to the internet. And the 1 in 100 Jim Lee has been selling for about 150, right? There's a whole bunch of them marked up. I was waiting for that book to come down, but it's in the stratosphere right now, so we'll see what happens. Now, this is a spec play of mine, and I'm kind of resentful that I'm about to show it to you guys, but I love you guys for tuning in to me live. So the spec play is this: is that I was going to buy up a whole bunch of these and slab them backwards. And you're like, why would you slab a book backwards? Well, there's a reason why you would slab some of them backwards when the back cover has your girl Elsa Bloodstone on it. And this right here, everybody, is the Marvel Zombies from Marvel Secret Wars 2015. This is the ant-sized variant. I believe it is the 1 in 15 incentive for that book. There's also a 1 in 25. But yeah, slabbing it backwards would yield this on the front side of the slab, which would make it just an awesome slab to look at. So that's going to be a request. I'm going to see if CGC is going to fill it for me. First, I got to run it through the press and get it cleaned up. And as you guys know, I like the Merca. The Merca Andolfo stuff is definitely some fire art, and this is the Luna number 2, 1 in 10 incentive. So that was tight, and of course, when I was buying from that guy, I was like, hey, y'all got one of them Batgirls? And just a beautiful copy of Batgirl number 49. And this is also a Merca Andolfo variant cover. Yeah, that copy of Dead World does have has the crow out on the back. That's crazy. Well, I know that they do it on flip books, that guy, DZ. So if you have a flip book, you can choose which cover you want to face outward. But I will be asking them if they can slab it backwards for me. We'll see. So you guys know I also did a little spec matrix a couple weeks back on one Rion Gonzalez. aka Rianbo Art. So she just got amazing colors. So believe it or not, I had the best packaged and shipped order I've ever gotten from Midtown Comics, and all 3 of these arrived in amazing condition. So that is... Oh, well, yeah, I got to moderate the chat sometimes by banning people, but it's really easy to do. After the video, just go back and ban them. So no worries, man. If anybody gets out of line here, Sith, we'll make a mod. I'll make somebody a mod. And you guys know every now and then you might go a little too hard in the paint. Just a little bit. But if you like the book, is it ever really bad spec? I don't think so. I think it's always good spec to buy the spec that you believe in, and especially if you're telling other people to pick up certain books, you might want to do that. So, yeah, there's one, and this one came in a top loader, and it's the nicest one, and the guy who sent it to me knew it was probably going to be the nicest one, so he put it in a top loader for me. But you guys know I do work, so I'm going to do some work on these also. And Lady Hellbender, everybody. So whoever was watching Flipside's show on Monday night decided to go clear out eBay of all of the Totally Awesome Hulk 15s. I was looking at... Yeah, of course I picked a redhead cover, bro. You know me. Speaking of redhead covers, there's a Totally Awesome Hulk Story Thus Far variant for issue number 15 that I'm trying to get my hands on again. I almost bought one for $8, and then that was after Flipside, and then Tuesday it was gone. I was like, oh crap, man! And then all of them were cleared out, and the only one left is one that's like $100-something. So it's a Lady Hellbender cover. As you guys can see, I'm after the redheads, including the really OP ones that can, knock out Totally Awesome Hulk. But, yeah, So, shout out to Mighty Mel V. Because after I did a spec matrix, he said, "Yo, Ultra, I got you." And you know what he got me? Everybody say hello to Miss Jen Bartel's first work on IDW's Gem and the Holograms number 7 subscription variant. That goes along with another recent win. I bought this as a 6.0 copy, and it has pressed up. So, let's be honest. There's a little color break up in the top corner where it took a ding, but it has been reduced so much that I think I was able to save it and make it a near mint. I mean near mint minus, but maybe even near mint, just because there's one other color break on the book that's been pressed out, and it's been pressed down. It might even be lower than a 1/16 of an inch now. So this thing up here on the top corner would be the only flaw. So I'm wondering if I should grade it, even though it's raw, even though it's probably not going to hit a 9.8. If that book hits a 9.8, it's just because I pressed it and there's no other flaws anywhere else, and I was able to get that spine breakdown. It might even 9.6 really, but I think that's a stretch, and it would just really depend on what I was putting it in, if I was salting the order. So that's my pickups, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my past couple of weeks of emptying the bank account. If the wife watches this, I'm probably going to be in just a little bit of trouble. But was it worth it? Absolutely, because I do it all for you watching right now on the rewind or watching live. So no matter where you are, yeah, slip a 20 in the book for the grader. I don't know if any of my friends have actually tried that, but you know what? It would be amazing if they did. Oh, well, let's just say this, guys. So it is about that time. So I do want to thank you again for tuning in live to this Raw Report pickups. And so I want to remind you guys of a few things here real quick. So there's a couple of places where you can find me chilling at. First off and foremost, I need you guys to make sure that you are following me over there on IG. If you don't have a lot of posts, I may not follow you back, but give me a follow so you can see some of these good things I'm giving away, including the Ultra Box, which I don't think... Did I work on the Ultra Box slide? I don't know if I did. Shout out to all the homies from the Spine Ticks, because they keep putting me over places. So I'm at 458. We're on the road to 1,000. Of course, that Ultra Box is going to get stocked on the road to 1,000. And wait till you guys see what I've got next. So make sure you are following me over there on those places to get a grip on what's going into the box. And of course, thank you for tuning in to this preview of the Speculation Matrix. There will be some more tonight. Don't forget, Sunday nights, sometime between 9 and midnight, I go live and do this little thing called the Secret Variant. You're going to want to tune into that. And there's a reason why I go live so late on Sundays. But don't forget to like and share the videos, guys. Leave a comment below. Subscribe if you have not already. But don't forget, the next episode of the Wednesday Night Presser is coming up tonight, 10:15 p.m. Make sure you are subscribed over there. Flip side for that notification bell is clicked on as well, because I'll be going live. And of course, the Flipside family has a ton of other shows that they like to drop. So don't forget to subscribe to all of that stuff. And again, I want to give a massive thanks out to Mighty Mel V for, of course, some of the sendings my way. And of course, don't forget to tune in to the variant edition of the Raw Report Speculation Matrix I drop on Drunken Chat. And that happens, again, Friday nights, 12:30 a.m. It's basically Saturday mornings, 12:30 a.m. But we'd like to say Friday nights at 12:30 a.m. because some of you guys are still conducting your Friday night shenanigans when you tune in. Wanted Comics, of course, for some of the giveaways that I've given away in the previous times. And, of course, for some of their exclusives that are just amazing. And, of course, Drew knows that we appreciate him as a seller, one of the best in the business. And, of course, the man, Herd S. Eric, for the logo work. And don't forget to give a peep over to White Bat Audio. They also actually have a Spotify, so if you want to listen to some of them over there, it's good stuff. So again, thank you all for tuning in. This has been your Raw Report for Wednesday, 3/24/2021, and I look forward to seeing you all on the presser later this evening. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Thanks for tuning in.